match for the under-12 boys. Mike Sheen, David Stone with you for this game. I believe it's round 6 now for the boys. Might even be round 7. They've squeezed in another one while we've been covering all the matches. So they're getting through. This is their last game, in fact. So they're wrapping up their campaign right now, Parks and Balmain. So let's have a look at the ladder as we get ready for this final fixture in the under-12 boys. The Zabby Yellow Cup is on the line. And it's Pool B, I believe. No, it's Pool C. There we are. So Balmain sitting in third place in the ladder, and Parks at the bottom of the ladder without a win so far. They've had the one bye so far, but no wins to their credit. They'd like to go out on a high. Balmain in contention for the finals. 2 wins from 3 outings. 2-1 record, David. They'd certainly be happy with that, the Balmain boys.
Yeah, they'll be in there with the show towards the finals, and we've got a bit of another city versus country feel here with the Parks boys versus Balmain. But yeah, the Balmain, they're probably on the verge of a semi-final or a quarterfinals. They may even have a round of 16 with this age group. Yeah, there is
a round of 16. I was just checking my notes. Top 5 through to the round of 16, plus the best placed 6th team. So Parks, if they can spring a win here and get some results going their way, they might just be able to sneak in.
Yeah, you never know. If you only need to scrape into the finals, and then it's a completely different game.
No, the touch was made there. I thought Balmain had scored their opening try, but the referee ruled the touch was made. The under-12 certainly at a slower speed than the older boys. That's a try this time to the Tigers, so they're up and running.
Yeah,
1-0 start early.
The Tigers have struck early, and a nice little constructed play there by the Tiger boys, and just a nice little link hole there, and they're straight into score on their first set of 6, attacking the line. So great start there by the Balmain boys.
Fair to say the Tigers Cubs here in action.
Yeah, the little boys. It's good to see them on the big stage and get a live stream game. I'm sure straight after this game they'll be on their parents' phones and re-watching it and seeing if they get a little shout out.
And I'm sure the Parks boys will give them a yell as well. The boys from the Central West. I'm sure the family that aren't here in the Riverina are tuned in via Bar TV Sports. I'm Mike Sheen, David Stone with you. The touch was made, so it'll be a turnover on the last. The Parks boys, I'm sure a lot of family and friends watching back in the Central West.
Yeah, the young boy there is lucky he didn't get penalised. He threw the ball away. We all know with touch football we have to give the ball back as soon as the set of 6 is finished, but he got away with one there.
Yeah, I think that was Lennox Herford who was lucky there. Balmain on the charge here. The Tiger Cubs on the way upfield once again and getting some real momentum through their drive here. But the error comes at the wrong moment, not what they were hoping to see. Looks like the under-12s for Parks, just looking at their bench, there are very, looks like a lot of boys coming up from the under-10s, I dare say.
Yeah, this is the age group. This age group and the 14s boys just start to get a variation in size.
Yes.
They start to hit that time of life where we get some different size. We get some really tall boys. I was watching a game there yesterday, and there was a 14-year-old, and he was taller than me, and I'm just going, wow.
Yes.
Make me feel like a little midget now. So
yeah, I know how that feels, mate. Believe me, someone who was vertically challenged his whole life. Yes, I didn't get blessed with those genes.
There's a really good defensive set there by the Tigers boys. They kept the Parks rucking set to only halfway, so good defensive set there by the Balmain Tigers.
So it's Hayden Wright in the 85 who's been very effective. Good ball on the inside, and that'll be a nice try there. Isaac O'Brien gets over for the Tigers to make it 2-0.
Yeah, and you pointed out the 85 in Young Wright. Nice little nice little drives, but a nice pass on the inside there, and found the open man in O'Brien, and they go up 2-0 early.
I had a bit of a chuckle earlier when I was off air watching one of the games. Was Balmain and Wests. Some fierce rivals there in that area of Sydney. Yeah,
a bit of a clash there between both teams. This is better here by the Parks boys.
Yeah, certainly showing a bit of endeavour here, the Pumas. Looking to spark something. I thought he had the number 12 or the dummy half, the 72. I thought he had an Akubra on there, but
no, it's just the visor.
just the visor, the way it's sitting on his head. I had to double check.
That's a big dive.
Yeah, doesn't count though. That was Ari Albert going for the big dive from a long way out. Now, what if the Pumas got here? They'll just turn it over on the last, on the 7. Balmain happy to come out of their own end. As we see the Pumas on the defensive. Balmain, a good run upfield. He's through the line and away towards the 7-metre line. That's Bray Gare, the 49, who gets in and scores for the Tigers. Great try to the Balmain side. The Tigers fans go up in the grandstand. They're up by 3.
Once again, a nice driving set there by the Balmain Tigers. I think it might be one of their strengths is just going playing nice and direct. They're not going towards the box like a lot of teams do. They are playing direct. So well played there, but well listened there by young Gare. Played on to the referee's whistle and scored himself a nice half-field try.
Yeah, nice effort there from Brax Gare. Did well to get that over the line. So that makes it 3-0 to the Tigers. 5 minutes gone in the first half. As we see the Pumas, another touch was made there on Lennox Herford in the number 14. Dummy half is Charlie Howe. Now it's Tyson Gustowski taking it forward. Nice little combination move here from the Pumas. Looking for a little bit of something. Going to run a move to the right, are they? Unfortunately, that was read like tomorrow's front page and Balmain all over it.
Yeah, and here we go. We'll see the driving set here by the Balmain boys. They shifting it early.
And here's another chance for Brax Gare away over the halfway line. Puts the ears back. The cover's coming, but it won't matter. He's got a double in the first half. Balmain 4-0 to the good. Brax Gare with a double.
Wow, he's a little speed demon. He's found some open space early, but I like the vision that the Balmain Tigers are playing with. They're shifting the ball early and looking for that open space, and it's really creating havoc for the Parks defence.
They've gone up 4-0, 6 minutes gone, midway through the first half of this under-12 boys match. And Balmain certainly looking confident and looking like they'll move on to the quarterfinals, which will be held, I believe, on Sunday.
Yeah, these young boys, this will be their last game, so they get the hot part of the day off. They're all done and dusted. They're the lucky ones. They can go and have a swim and stay nice and cool.
Back to the hotel room or wherever they're staying, the accommodation.
Yeah, and they probably would have played, this would have been the age group that probably played later last night as well, so they have got the rub of the green with the last couple of days.
There'll be a few sets of parents that'll be glad they got the right call as well.
And here they are shifting it again. It's good ball movement by the Tigers boys.
Here's another chance down the outside. The
great
tag
touch
was made. Keith Dunn making the long run. In fact, I think that was that was done.
Yep.
Now back to the open side right once again. He's done. Has he got another run in him? Not this time. Take it straight up the middle of block play on that occasion. Now they spin it wide to the right-hand side. Got a number 20 out there, which we don't have on our team sheet. They're going to give it back to Isaac Miller. Seems to be the director for the Tigers. He'll take the tag. Now the short ball back to Miller. Has numbers on the outside, and that's an easy try to the Tigers.
Yeah, nice little, it's what they call a rooster short side, where it's just a bump from dummy half, and the dummy half will wrap around. And it's what we call the lead runner, the person that gets the ball. They can either go short side and play like they did there, or they can come back to the wrapper. So the rooster's a bit of a glorified name for the wrap.
Right, okay. Pick up these little tidbits along the way as we go here at Jubilee Park. It's 5-0 to the Tigers.
Yeah, please excuse me. I'm trying to do two things here at once. It's
multitasking. Hard to get good height help these days.
Yeah, we've got a couple on a bit of a break. They've been out in the hot sun, so I'm doing the scoreboard and a bit of commentating.
Yeah, so it's all hands on deck. I think we've got a few extra bodies in use today for the commentary side of things as well. keeping the team refreshed. As we see Matthew Boomelham.
Oh, nice slide dive.
And he's gone through, has he?
Number 20. Yeah, we don't
have a name for him.
Don't have him, unfortunately, but it was a nice little sweep play. And he just slid straight under the defence. The defence got caught retreating on the line, and oh no, he's called it back.
No, it wasn't given. Okay, we'll scratch that off.
We got it wrong. Apologies. A good chance here for the Parks boys to work it off their own line.
Be good to see them get one score here. They've only scored 2 in the tournament so far, so to get a third in their final match on the TV stage.
Yeah, let's see if one can get on the highlights reel. That's what we want to see.
That's what it's all about.
Doesn't matter how many you score as long as you get one on the highlights reel.
If you get on the highlight tape, that's the main thing. Show that off at school on Monday morning, or well, these boys will probably be heading back this afternoon or tomorrow back to Parks. So that'll be on the highlight reel at Parks Public on Monday, or maybe at Red Bend College. Not sure where these boys do their schooling, but whether it's in Parks or nearby, I'm sure they'll be showing off any of the highlights. A good touch there.
Yeah, good touch there by the number 8.
And might have been the number 9 there in
might have been
Jamison
number 9.
Lee.
Yep. Yeah, could have been.
Numbers on the outside here. Can he hold on to it? No.
Speaking of the highlights, really, if he held on to that would have been on there for sure.
Boomelham couldn't hold on to it. That was a tough one to take. Did well to get there, but just couldn't reel it in.
I like to see how the Tigers boys here, they're setting up for a shooting set, what we call a rucking set, where they shoot towards a rucking attack and take a lot of ground off them, as we can see here.
A player rushing out of the defensive line every time. Now the Pumas trying to spin it wide, but not getting any way through. This is the last. What can they do here? Not much.
Once again, really good set. Kept them to halfway. They're winning the percentage of the field, or what we call the middle third in touch football. The Tigers I like the way they're shifting the ball as well.
Yeah, they've done very well keeping the ball alive. Malik El Sheikh in the number 90. Frederick Simrani in the 81. Was the touch made there? Yes, it was.
Oh.
Penalty to Parks. We've got an acrobatic dive back in the corner, but a late pass against Balmain. So it remains 5-0 to the Tiger Cubs.
Very simple game plan that the Tigers have got, but it's very effective. Just drive, and then when they get about 10 to 15 metres out, they look for that little scoop play, and away they go.
There's the halftime hooter in the background, so that'll do us in this under-12 boys pool match, round 7, the final pool match, and it's Balmain comfortably in front, 5-0 the scoreline at the break. So Parks trying to wrap up on a high, looking for one more score in the final period. As I said, they've got 2 to their name. They'd like to get a third in Pool C. Looks like they won't be advancing beyond this one. And the coach, Zane Esman, with his assistant Lachlan Miller, is trying to give the boys a few words of encouragement for the final match of the weekend. Balmain probably more looking at ways they can improve things ahead of the quarterfinals tomorrow. They'd be reasonably content with where they're at, Balmain, but more of the same, I guess, would be the instructions from head coach Paul Broadbent.
Yeah, I don't think they need to change anything. It's working, it's effective, and it's a simple game plan, but it's a really good game plan for this age group. Get the fundamentals right, and then when they move on to the 16s, 18s boys, they can get a little bit more fancy with their techniques and their plays and their skills. But it's really good to see that the young boys, they're working on their driving set for a fundamentals age group. That's really good to see from a coach.
So the Pumas, their final half of the weekend. And I reckon for them, half-times come at the right time, giving them a chance to get some water in. It's been a very warm day, but nothing they wouldn't be used to in the Central West. But the players would be looking to finish on a high, and I'm sure that's what the message was from the Parks coaching staff at the break. As As we get underway for the second half of this one. Parks with it all in front of them. If they can at least get one on the board, there's a little error.
They've let it go. The referee's let that one go.
We'll give the referee the benefit that he wasn't he wasn't watching the ruck when that happened. Ari Albert takes it forward. Now they come back to the open side left. Parks, can they find one on the last? No, they can't. So 30 seconds gone in the final match of the pool round in Pool C rather. 3 pools in the under 12 boys. This pool features Orange, Balmain, LBM Rangers, Lower Blue Mountains, St George, Wagga, Canterbury and Parks.
He's straight through the middle again.
That's a lovely try from Balmain. That was the 45, Joseph Youssef, getting through the line, sliced through them nicely.
That whole driving set was very well constructed. I'd like to see a lot of young teams going to that sort of structure, especially at this age group. So if you're any young coaches out there that are coaching your 10s and 12s and that set there is something really to watch and learn from. And as you could see, just Parks couldn't keep up defensively and Tigers just went straight through the middle of them.
Now the quarterfinals are on tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. That's the final quarterfinal of the 4 quarterfinals in the age bracket, the under 12 boys division. So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes down tomorrow. The semi-finals and the final to come later in the afternoon. Just having a look at my screen here. Got a
cheap turnover here by the Parks boys. So the Tigers once again, we'll see if they go direct once more. They are sending a fresh set of legs, so they're actually going to go towards the box for this set. So some fresh legs coming on.
So we'll have an interrupted day by the schedule, by the looks of it tomorrow, at least on the schedule I've got here. So we'll see if that holds true. We might be starting a bit early to get out of the heat once again here at Jubilee Park. Balmain on the attack once again. Player was offside down the short side. They've got numbers again. That's Brewster got it back on the inside. The referee's going to say all clear. I think that was Max Brewster getting in for the try for Balmain.
The passing and the footwork. There was about 3 young Tigers boys on the 3-on-2 and just the passing in a 5-metre corridor and then the late step there by Brewster and just beat the cover defence nicely and scores a good try for himself.
Certainly did some nice handiwork there. We've got, what have we got? It's still got 3 minutes gone in the second half, so a long way to go in this one. Balmain doing it nicely. Let's see if we can get Parks on the board in the final match of their campaign. Up next is the under 14 girls, Orange and Wagga, doing battle in the under 14 girls. Under 14 boys, sorry. Under 14 boys. I think David's going to be joined by Gab Rose for that one.
Yeah, it'd be good to be joined by Gab, one of our 50-year Jubilee players in the senior women's division, I believe. Yeah, very accomplished player in the world of New South Wales touch football.
Okay, now I've got a bit of a breather here. I've got a bit of a spell as we see Balmain down the field. A long-range try coming up to the Tigers. And he'll bring it around with the big dive as well.
I think he thought the goalposts were in the middle of the field there. He's going to bring it around for the kick. But once again, the young Balmain boys, just the hands and the vision that they've got for this young age group is really impressive. And I'll be interested to see how they shape up against other teams towards the quarterfinals. And see if that style of play will work against the better teams towards the back end of this tournament.
It'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out for the different teams. Coming into the finals now. So we see
the young boys are getting a little bit pushy here, so just got to be wary that keep it all respective, and the Parks boys got a good chance here to put one on the scoreboard.
Balmain certainly looking to make sure they don't get a score on the board in the final minutes, and good defence like that means they won't get over. That was Marshall Alexander on the last. He looks like he might have picked up a knock. There's Balmain dancing downfield towards the halfway line and over. They're certainly doing this comfortably. The Balmain side, he's had to come to the bench, the young Parks boy.
Yeah, it looks like he's hurt his knee a little bit. The young fella has just come off, but we got a
whistle here against Balmain.
Yeah, we got something. He's been forced subbed. So as we said there, the boys were just getting a little bit pushy there. So the referees picked it up straight away.
One of the Parks boys has been given the forced sub. Not what they were looking for. So the sub has been made.
Let's get a penalty, not retreating to the try line, and the young Parks boys have to move forward here for this set of 6.
Good to see the referees talking to the boys and telling them they need to move up across all the grades. They need to move up and they need to go forward. Good try there for Hayden Wright for the Tigers.
Yeah, we've seen that a common theme all weekend where the retreating defence has just been caught 2 feet on the line and the dive has planted the ball down early, and they've rewarded the 50-50 calls all to the attacking teams for this weekend so far.
So the Parks boys looking to find one late in the day, late in their campaign to lift them over the line. So they make their changes. The ball in hand now for the Pumas. Good to see these country teams putting teams in the different age groups. Here's a chance for the Pumas. Gustowski down the short side on the right.
Nice little couple of left foot steps there by the young man.
Couldn't quite break through the line, but enough there to get through. So we see Parks with possession on the 5. That's Gustowski. They get another penalty here, Parks.
Looking for the quick tap.
I think that's 2 in quick succession they've had here, the Pumas. They keep the ball alive on the right-hand side. Balmain being told, make sure you get back. They're pushing up in defence, so no issues there. Trying to draw the Balmain defence out there. Almost a chance there for Lennox Hereford. Couldn't quite get through the line there on that occasion. Now they double switch. Hereford takes it forward. That's Gustowski. That'll be the last on the 7.
Nice tight defence there by the Tigers boys. These young fellas haven't developed a big long pass, and they're making the Parks boys go around them or over the top of them rather than going through the middle.
So the turnover comes for Balmain, who work it out of their own end up towards their own 10-metre line. So we see the Tigers really working hard here in attack. Coming off their defensive line, they've done an excellent job in this attacking passage of play. The tag was made on the last. The ball goes down anyway, so would have been a turnover.
This could be a penalty here. The young fella's thrown the ball away. It should be a penalty.
Don't think the referees realised.
No, that should have been penalised by the young man. But anyway, we move on, and Parks will roll the ball and move off their own 7-metre line.
Now can they get up the other end of the ground? Only a couple of minutes left. The grandstand behind us is just about full here at Jubilee Park. A great crowd in attendance here for the Junior State Cup Southern Conference Finals. Ball comes off a Balmain hand. Penalty to Balmain out of all of that.
Yeah.
For a late pass.
Late pass, yeah. Yeah, late pass there. So Balmain, they have a chance to hit back with a couple of minutes to go on the clock.
Can they chalk double figures up in the final 2 minutes? Certainly like to see Parks keep it at 9. But you dare say that Balmain on the charge.
O'Connell.
He
He's wanting to get himself on that scoreboard, but
Didn't quite make it.
no, he had a 2-on-1. He probably should have gave that ball out to Brewster. He's looking to get himself a nice sweep play here coming.
There's Roach taking it forward. I think this time he's got it down. He has. So Jai Roach gets in for a try to chalk up double figures for the Tigers.
Yeah, 10-0 with a minute to go on the clock. Like to see the young Parks guys try and get one on the scoreboard late in the game just to finish that tournament off for them.
Yeah, it would be a nice finish for them to get one on the board, albeit a game they didn't win.
They're not in a hurry, the young boys.
No,
I don't
think anybody's in a great hurry to be.
The heat's starting to
Take its toll on everybody.
Yeah, starting to pick up again, and New South Wales Touch do have policies implemented. If it does get too hot again, we do have a process where we can put the games back like we did yesterday.
Yeah, that seems to be well received by everybody, that move.
Yeah, I think everybody liked it. There was a couple of commentators said they'd love the evening shift all the time. So
I'll put my hand up for that one.
So there is a bit of a in-house bickering between who's going to get the afternoon shift if it does happen.
Well, you can put me front and centre of that list. I'll put my hand up for those ones.
Oh,
and there's the final play. So Parks go down 10-0. A good effort from the Parks boys, but not to be on that occasion, and Balmain proving too strong. 10-0 winners. They'll advance to the quarterfinals of the under-12 boys.